Tonight, it's a Howard 100 News special, The Automotive Industry, hosted by Ronnie the Limo Driver Mund.
What are you looking at?
We've assembled a crew of experts from the automotive world to tell you everything you've ever wanted to know about buying, selling, or leasing a car. How can you get the best possible deal on a new car? What should you know before you sell or trade in a car? And what is a petcock?
I don't care.
Everything you need to know you'll hear tonight on the Howard 100 News special, The Automotive Industry. Call 888-STERN-101 with your questions. Now, here's your host, Ronnie the Limo Driver Mund.
Welcome to the Automotive Special here on the Howard 101. I'm Ronnie the Limo Driver with our panel of automotive experts. I have Wayne Siegel from Legend Auto Group. I have Mike Oshinsky, the auto butler from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Big Ron.
And I have our former Miss Howard TV, Melissa Teixeira, Miss Hemi Girl, and my very special guest and considered co-host, I think.
I think so. I think at this point it is, yeah.
Ah, really?
I don't know. You went to dinner without me, so.
Well, that's not my fault. It's your fault.
It's my fault.
It's your fault.
I forgot to call.
Tonight we're going to take a lot of your calls at 888-STERN-101. We're going to talk about cash for clunkers, domestic leasing, 2010 models, and 2009 pricing. Before we go into that,
Here we go.
If you notice somebody's missing tonight.
Who's missing?
Sean King.
Sean who?
Sean Queen, I should say.
Right, Sean Queen.
From
Queen O'Rourke Cadillac.
Yeah, Queen O'Rourke Auto Group.
I hope you have your cup on, Sean.
In Smithtown.
Right.
Who had to fucking play softball tonight.
His priorities are out of whack.
Instead of coming and to do his show.
That's it. You're off the show.
Talking to him, like 5 million listeners that we have every Monday night that we do this show.
That's not the point. He dissed us.
He totally dissed us.
That ain't cool.
And you know what?
Did anybody tell him that I was coming back?
Probably not. He probably would have changed his mind.
He probably would have came. Like,
that
might
be his wife told him that's why he can't come.
That might be part of the reason why
Pretend
he's
you
not
have a softball game.
But anyway, enough for him. Who gives a shit? I hope you fucking lose. I hope you come home in a cast. I hope you have crutches tomorrow. And go fuck yourself.
How do you really feel, Ron?
And
Sean, if you're listening, Ron's upset.
No, I'm happy. I'm done. I had enough. How does anybody do that?
I don't know.
How does he do that?
He probably thought he was going to get more shit from his team, but he didn't realize what's going on
Give me
here.
a break. They're playing a bunch of drunken bar guys or something. But anyway, we're going to take a lot of your phone calls tonight. We're going to have some fun. Hopefully some girl will call in like last time and fight with Melissa.
Yeah.
That should be a blast.
Yeah.
Let's get down to the brass tacks here. Let's talk about this cash for clunkers thing. So Wayne.
Yes.
How was
the cash for clunkers,
program deal for you?
It was great. I mean, for the Nissan store, we did about 125 clunkers. Between the Audi and Volkswagen store, we did another 50, 60 cars. It was great for the consumers. It was great for the dealers.
What dealers was it good for?
Listen, if you had Nissan, Honda, Toyota, some of the domestics did very well with it. I know that Ford did well with their big trucks because consumers were trading in their trucks to get Ford product. Chrysler did well with it, right, Melissa?
We did pretty good. We're still waiting for the government to give us money, though.
I'm not so sure about it because I got an article here.
Talk to me, Ron.
Out of some newspaper. I don't know whatever I read here. Car sales a disaster, says CEO of Chrysler.
Well, that may be Chrysler's issue.
Well, Chrysler's going through major transitions right
we
now.
had huge, I don't know.
Major problems according to Chrysler. They have no inventory.
We don't. We have nothing on the lot.
There's
no
nothing
cars left.
Right, they had no cars. There's nothing left.
Well, they got caught up. Everybody got caught off
all
guard.
Of the
everybody.
The Compasses and the Patriots all gone. Like within the first week, they were all gone. I have nothing out back. That
was the good news, bad
cars
news.
On the lot?
Right, that was the good news, bad news about the clunker thing.
But even more bad news, though, is that people aren't going to buy cars now because they're all waiting for the next government incentive to buy a car. They all think, oh, well, they just bailed us out the first time. They're going to do it again the second time. So now we're dealing with, lack of sales for the next couple of months, probably. I think this morning on Fox News, they had said that car sales for the month of September are going to be the lowest of the whole year. So it's because people are waiting for the next incentive.
I don't know if that's so much so. You have to wait generally until the end of the month to see what happens when it clears out, because all the manufacturers, as a result of the cash for clunkers, they didn't come out with any programs, which they normally would, because the government had the program.
Right.
Once September passes, depending upon whatever is going to happen in the month when it's done out, if there's no sales, the manufacturers themselves are going to come out with more rebates, because you don't see any rebates or any programs from any of the manufacturers because the government had the program.
Right.
Yeah, but from what I'm hearing, like, from talk around, more of the clunkers went to, your industry more than the American car industry.
I don't know that more of them went to the foreign companies than it did to the domestic companies, but I think the domestic companies, but Melissa could tell you, better than I can, she sells the product, that the consumers that came in, we took in a huge percentage of the clunkers that we had were domestics more than they were foreign.
Right.
But I don't know whether or not the consumer came and bought the foreign cars because we, at the beginning of this thing, had more inventory.
Well, your sales were up to begin with.
Yes.
Right from day one with this,
Correct.
right?
Absolutely. Sales
Honda and
were up.
Toyota's win-win anyway, regardless. It just kills the domestic market.
Well, but they have the cars. That's
right, they have the cars. And
they're the cars people want.
But what are you supposed to do when Chrysler goes bankrupt and they stop? They close down the plants for 3 months. They stop producing cars. There's nothing left. I mean, I don't even have allocation for some 2010s, and it's right around the corner.
Yeah.
I mean, it may be that, I thought the program was a great program, and I think most dealers will agree. It had flaws. Clearly there were flaws in the program, but overall, I don't think that anybody would stand back and say, hey, we should never have done this. The government should never have done the program.
It got people into the showrooms,
right.
Period. And not everybody came in and bought a brand new car. A lot of people came in, didn't qualify for a new car, and used cars went through the roof also.
Right.
Yeah.
Every month, used car prices keep going up. Dealers can't buy enough cars.
I'm a perfect example of that because I was going to go lease a new truck. I'm a GM guy. I like GM cars. And I went to get a GMC Denali like I have. Now, they tell me to get a new one. They don't have them. They didn't even make them yet. The 2010s are not even in production yet.
Right.
They're not going to start production until sometime mid-October.
And
then.
The dealer had no 09 inventory?
Nothing.
Nothing
Gone.
to choose from?
Nothing. They didn't have any.
Was that one of the dealers that was shut down?
No.
Okay.
No, this was Sean. This was King O' Queen.
Queen O'Rourke.
Sean from King Auto World. By the way, Ron.
But, so what happened was I go there and I say, and they tell me, well, we can get you one. The 2010s will be produced in October.
Yeah, you'd be waiting 6 months.
And, well, if I'm lucky, I see one by Christmas. Maybe.
No, you should see one before that. If they're building them in October,
I said, well,
they should be here by November.
So I said, no.
You don't have to come overseas.
Christmas. They were saying
Really?
Christmas. Anyway, long story short, I go and I said, what do I want this car for? It looks exactly the same, and I'm going to spend more money for it. So I made a deal. I finally made a deal on my truck, which is an 07.
To buy it?
With 20,000 miles on it. And I said, what am I doing? This truck is
Wait a minute. I thought you were buying a Challenger from me.
Not right now.
That's in the summertime. That'll be his toy.
Yeah, right. Wintertime, forget about that car.
Yeah, he needs something that's going to move.
I love the car. I love you.
Why can't you have two?
But forget about that car in the snow, man.
So what are you doing? You're going to buy your truck?
I bought it.
After you leased it?
I bought it out of the lease. Now, my buyout price on the truck is less than the wholesale price of the 07 trucks right now.
So then you did good.
Yeah. I mean, it was $2,000 difference between wholesale.
That's only a 20,000 mile truck.
Yeah. So they're selling 07s now. That's why you're saying used cars are through the roof.
Yeah.
Used trucks are through the roof right
Actually,
now.
Ronnie.
An 07 truck like mine, which stick it out at about $56,000, they're still selling for $40,000 now, 3 years.
Because there's no new inventory.
Exactly.
But there is a great topic there that you should talk about as the customer.
What's that?
When you called to get the buyout on your lease, it was one price.
Right.
When you went to the dealer was able to make a better deal for you.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
He wasn't able to make.
They wanted to charge him $2,000 more than what I could buy.
So it was a better price. So it was actually the better price for you.
Was my buyout?
Right.
No, the price on my buyout.
The residual value, the payoff price.
My residual was better than what the Blue Book price is on the truck right now.
Wow, that's rare. That's rare.
I can see that.
Yeah. So it was $2,000 difference, and I said, you know what? And then I made a deal with, And here's another funny thing. So now I called GMAC. I'll say it. To buy out my truck. So they will not give me any information until I tell them exactly what I'm going to do. Like, I have to make my last payment first, and everything. They won't give me any information.
What
was
kind
your
of
last
info were
payment?
you looking for?
What's that?
What information were you looking for?
I was looking at, like, okay, here's X amount of dollars to buy the truck out.
Right.
How much could you finance it for? What would be my interest rate to finance it, say, for 3 or 4 years?
Right.
We can't tell you that.
No, they don't do
Until
that.
you make your last
They
payment.
don't do that.
They can't tell you because the same way that dealers, if a customer comes to us and says, listen, what's my interest rate to get a loan on a car? We won't know what that interest rate is before we run the customer's credit.
Right, because you're not the bank.
Right, because we're not the bank and we don't know what the bank's going to say. And even now with right to privacy laws, the dealership's salespeople, where they used to have access to things where they would be able to say, hey, let's run your credit. Dealers don't even do that anymore. It's a specialized part of the dealership where a business manager actually is the only guy that's going to run the customer's credit. So
Right.
I'm not saying it's the GMAC's defense, but they won't know what your rate is until you're ready to actually give them your social security number, your date of birth, and run the credit.
All right, so so now I make the last payment. Then I call them, and they tell me they give me some ridiculous interest rate. Now I'm a customer of theirs. I've had 5, 6, 8 cars from them, through them, leased, bought, whatever.
It doesn't make a difference.
And
It's a number.
The person you're talking to on the phone, that's
They don't give a
that's
shit.
just
they
the data.
They just don't care.
Maybe they knew you were Ronnie Mund.
No, they just don't.
You have a very distinctive voice, Ron.
They
Right.
don't. They don't care. They really don't care. I mean, it's bullshit. It annoyed me to no end, and you know what? I didn't finance the truck through them, so fuck them.
Right, you went to an outside bank, you got
Yeah,
a better rate.
Yeah, like a 2-point difference.
Right.
You know. Anyway,
No, I take some calls.
enough of me and my bullshit.
Right.
Let's see. Oh, this guy's been holding on for a while. Let me pick this dude
Get
up.
to a caller.
Yeah, let me pick up Chris. Chris, you're on the air? How you doing, man? What's your problem? Hello, Chris.
Yeah, Ronnie, what kind of products do you guys use? Do you like a sealant or waxes on your cars?
I just actually, now that I bought my truck out and, you know, I decided I wasn't going to turn it in. Not that I take really good care of my truck, but I haven't done anything with it in a while. I use Maguire's Gold. So
That's a good wax.
it's great shit, especially for a black truck.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's my recommendation to you.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome, sir. Have a good day. Where'd the arrow go, man? It's up in hell here.
Got to get McGuire's as a sponsor next.
Yeah.
All right, get McGuire's on the phone.
All right, let's see. I'm having issues with this thing tonight. Let's pick up Mike. Mike, what's your problem?
Ronnie, what's your problem?
Well, I don't know. You tell me.
Hey, man, you're one hell of a host.
Thank you.
No problem. I had 2 questions. We leased a 2007 Matrix, Toyota Matrix in 2007, and they guaranteed us a buyout price of like 10, I forget the exact amount, but between 10 and 11,000 to buy it out. You think it'll have less than 45,000 miles, so is that a good deal for us? I think it is.
What's your term, though? How old's it going to be?
It's going to be 3 years old.
Well, it's only a $20,000 car to begin with. What's the car new? Matrix
I don't remember, 20-something, I think 21, 22.
Mike, what you do is your lease is going to be up next year, I guess, right?
Right.
Okay, when your lease is up, actually it's the same thing that Ronnie went through. At the time that your lease is up, you could go back to the dealer and ask him, assuming that, you know, the dealer wants to do right by you and wants to take good care of you, and ask him what's the value of the Matrix. And he'd be able to tell you whether or not it's worth it to buy the car or not buy the car. You could also go online as if you were purchasing the car as a used car to see what the market is for it. And that's how you could determine whether or not it's worth it to take, you know, to buy out the lease or not buy
Mike,
out the lease.
just go to
Well, I
some
don't
of
know
their
if
websites and
I don't know if
punch in
they,
the car.
they predetermined. They give you a guaranteed price. We're going to give you a guaranteed value of
Correct.
10,000, whatever.
Right.
If it's valued higher than that, I don't know if this is the dealer or if this is Toyota Corporation, but if the value is say 12,000, they're going to give us back that not that I expect it to be, but you know, if they say it's valued higher than the guaranteed value they gave me, they claim they'll give us back that money. So
That's got to be a dealer program.
That's from...
That's
you
probably if he's purchasing a new car from them.
Yeah,
maybe.
that doesn't make sense. You leased the car through Toyota Motor Credit?
we list, yeah.
Who do you make your payments to? Toyota Financial
Yeah,
Services?
you make your payments.
We call Toyota monthly and make the payment. And he said Yeah, they guarantee you at the end of your 3 years. You know, I think it was 10. You can buy it out for I think 10,000 something.
Okay.
And then if they value it at 12,000, they'll give you the $2,000.
I guess wait until the end of the terminal lease and see exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah, probably if he's buying another car from them, maybe they'll do that.
I don't know.
That's the thing. We like the Matrix, and for a 3-year-old Matrix with less than 45,000, $10,000 sounds like a pretty good deal because it's a hell of a car. But I'm looking at these commercials for the you can lease a Honda for $189 a month. I'm looking at a $300-something payment or $189 a month.
Yeah, but it's what?
Did you look at the fine print?
Right, you look at the fine print.
You got to put down $4,000 to get it for $189 a month.
Right, and it did include sales tax, and your lease obviously did include sales tax. And which model Honda is it? So
yeah, I don't know. It's a Civic, I think, it's kind of a generic commercial, but I guess the idea is if Hondas are a little more fuel efficient than a Matrix, and if they're supposed to last a little bit longer, it might be worth getting out of the car we're in and getting into something else like that. But
Mike, I can tell you this: if you lease the Matrix, you don't have to worry about anything because you're in this Matrix for another year because you ain't getting out early. So
That's right.
Hang in there and jump off the bridge when you get there.
Take care. All right, let's go to, let's see, we got some guys been hanging out.
That was an informative call.
Hey, Chris, you're on the air. What's your problem?
Hey, guys. I called last time you guys had a show, and I had a lease. I had 2 leases, and I thought my credit was pretty wrecked. And I had talked to you about my situation, and I took your advice. Your advice was, you never know. Just go to the dealer and see what you can do.
Right.
And I ended up turning my leases in, and I ended up buying 2 used vehicles that were much better than the leases I was turning in, and my payment stayed right about the same. So I wanted to call and thank you guys.
Are you the guy that called Howard the next day?
I am.
He called Howard the next day to say the show was great, and we helped him.
We love this guy.
We love Chris.
We love you, man. We love you.
Hey, I love you guys. It was you really. I mean, for anybody listening out there, you never know until you go try. And
right, you never know until you listen to Ronnie the Limo Driver.
Exactly.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, guys. Have a great show.
Thanks for your call, man.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, let's go to.
That was good.
Yeah, I like calls like that. Let's go to Ben.
Hey, what's up, Ronnie?
What's your problem, Ben?
No problem at all. Would you ever consider trading in your car for a Daewoo?
Oh my God! We used to have a Daewoo dealership. I still have the sign in the.
Dude, I had a Yugo. That's even worse than a Daewoo.
Holy shit.
I had a Yugo.
I wouldn't even admit to that,
dude. I never put plates on the car. Wait. I had this car.
Got stuck in your driveway?
No. The car, you couldn't kill the car, man.
Ronnie,
you couldn't kill the car.
Yeah. What did the sales girl look like?
Yeah, right.
Dude, it was old. It was a used car.
I understand.
I bought it for $200 from a gas station.
Okay, what did the sales
girl
guy
look like? He had no title for the car.
This was before Sirius Radio.
Right.
Folks.
So now I put it in my drive in the corner against the wall where I can still park 2 cars next to it.
So what is it, a flower pot now?
Like you can pick it up and move it and throw it, right? And then I would take it to driving around the neighborhood, go to the store and stuff like that. No plates on it, nothing. Finally, I sold it for $200.
Well,
that was a good deal.
Needless to say, Ben, he ain't trading in for that hunk of shit.
Yeah, right. Well, you got nothing else to say,
Ben?
You threw us with the Yugo.
Yeah, it's gone. You hung up on us.
Yeah, bend over.
Okay, bend over. All right, let's go to a guy named Ron. Ron, what's your problem?
Nothing.
What are you flying a plane?
Yeah. Hey.
He's driving a Hemi.
No, I'm
Hello?
getting ready to buy 77 Gran Torino for
what?
He wants to sell it for $18,500. Is that a good price, you think?
Has it got a 428 Cobra in it? Because that's the only way it's worth that kind of money.
77 Gran Torino, and he wants what?
Starsky and Hutch. Is it red?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the paint scheme is just like Starsky and Hutch. It's in mint condition.
Did he tell you it was one of the Hollywood cars that was on standby also?
Did he, does it really have that 427 motor in it or no?
Yeah, I went and looked at it and, I just, $18,000 to drop on a 77.
Yeah, well, now you're getting into the whatchamacallit. You're getting into, classic cars, collectors. I
don't know that we could help you with this
watch
one.
The Barrett, check out Barrett Jackson auctions and stuff, and you'll see, man.
The car's got to have some kind of history for it to be worth that kind of money.
Bye-bye-booey.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
We'll be back with more of the Automotive Special after these words on Howard 101. And we're back. with the Automotive Special on Howard 101 with Wayne Siegel, Mike Osinski, and the Hemi Girl, Miss Howard TV, Melissa Texera. So, guys, what else are we going to talk about tonight? Wayne, you have anything interesting you want to bring up, or Mike, or who wants to go first?
Wayne can go first.
We were talking about how the Cash for Clunkers program worked and whether or not consumers are sitting around now saying, well, geez, what's the next thing that's going to come out? Because September sales have become dead because of the fact that, I guess, August sales were so spectacular, people took advantage of the Clunker programs, but the Clunker program also brought consumers into the showroom. So even people that were perhaps buying a car in September came in August. So we're sitting around waiting to see what's going to happen comes October, November, and December from the manufacturers for programs that are going to come out to replace the program that the government came out with.
Now, do you guys have 2010 cars?
We have some 2010 cars now. Some of Nissan's product is coming through. Some of Audi's product and Volkswagen's products coming through. So I'd imagine all the manufacturers, the 2010s are going to start to come through. And that was a good thing also about the Clunker issue, the Clunker program, is that there was very few 2009 products that you had to worry about carrying it over into the 2010 model year introductions.
Oh, okay. Now, Melissa, you're at a American Car, you're at a Chrysler, Dodge, whatever dealership. You guys, do you have any 2010 cars in stock yet?
Very little.
Nothing.
I have a lot of Mitsubishis that are 2010s, but
no, but I'm
Mitsubishi's
saying
obsolete.
like Dodge,
Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, we have hardly anything. I mean, I don't even think we have 50 cars on the lot total.
Really?
Brand new.
Wow.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's less than that.
And what about your used car? And, are you doing a lot of used cars?
Yeah, that's most of the stuff that we're doing. We're going to the auction, picking up used cars and, selling them because that's where all the cars are at, is at the auction. You have to go, because I don't have anything to give customers. I have no product, nothing brand new.
You got those pretty blue eyes.
So, yeah, that didn't do anything.
You know what else was good about the Clunker program? It appears now that banks have started to ease up, at least here in the Northeast Corridor, in terms of credit restrictions.
Yeah, I got approved in 35 minutes.
Right, and I think that was another great thing that came as a result of the Cash for Clunkers program, is that there were so many consumers that wanted to buy automobiles that banks realized that they could loosen up on the credit criteria, and where they would normally classify a consumer as a Tier 5 or a Tier 4, putting a car out of reach, they were now classifying the Tier 4 customers as a Tier 3 or a Tier 2, where it made the payment streams affordable because now there's money flowing.
Well, then again, too, that could be a problem, because if you have somebody who necessarily has no business buying a car, they really can't afford it, and, they just bought a car because the government gave them $4,000 off, they're going to buy a car for much less than, the bank can turn around. If they had to do a voluntary repossession of that car, the bank's going to make up the difference. So banks are giving people loans because there's equity in the car now because the government just gave them money off.
It's a win-win. The bank wins and the consumer wins.
Yeah, it's a win for the bank.
But it's a win for the consumer too.
Well, not really though. If the consumer wants to repo a car,
How could it not be? The consumer's payment is less. The bank's got an equity position in the car. It's a win-win for everybody. Yeah. How could it not be?
I wouldn't want to have to repo my car because I can't afford it.
Why would
it ruins your credit.
But at the time that you took the deal, if the price without the Clunker program would have been $400 a month, with the Clunker program was $300 a month,
they probably wouldn't have gotten approved anyway. I don't know. I don't think the Clunker thing was really.
Yeah, but a lot of people that were under pressure for credit, they didn't get a new car. They came into the dealership and the dealer might have stepped up on the Clunker.
Yeah.
And made some money on a used car.
Right, because that also happens.
Hey, guys, I need you to hold that thought for a minute. Okay. There's a girl on the line. I have to take a call. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's not the last girl, right?
It's just in my fucking nature. I have to take this girl.
Take her.
Tracy, what car is best to have sex in? Come on. You knew I would take that call, right?
I can answer this question honestly.
Tracy?
And
from experience?
I need to know how many you've done it in and how many different kinds of cars you've done it in. That's what I need to know.
Well, the first one I did it in was a 67 Dodge Dart.
Oh, my God. My kind of guy.
There's no room in that car. You should have done a 57 Chevy.
And, Gary Dell'Abate here. Hey, special guest. We have a special guest tonight.
I promised Wayne I would stop by because he's been helping me find a car, but keep going with your, what car do you like to get your legs pinned behind your ears in, sweetheart?
Well, I have a Hyundai Accent, so there's not much room, but I'd be very interested.
What about you,
Gary?
Is there a lot of headroom in that car?
Headroom? You don't bang your head on the steering wheel, do you?
Oh, my God.
I think the first car I ever had sex in was my buddy Frank's car. It was a Pontiac Bonneville. One of those old, like a 65.
Yeah. Oh, those are you could in the back for a night.
You could stretch out your arms and your legs and not touch both sides.
So, Tracy, come on, let's hear what your deal is.
Well, my boyfriend actually has a Dodge Challenger, but I'm telling you, there's
that's
not a lot of room in the back to do it.
No,
there's not. It's not really meant for. It's meant for like two people in that car. There's not a lot of room in the back seat.
Here's what you need. You need a '72 Coupe de Ville. Cadillac Coupe de Ville.
No, you know what she needs? She needs that '77 Gran Torino.
Right. Nah, there's not. Nah, that's not enough room.
Ronnie, have you ever had a threesome in a car?
A threesome? Not in a car, no.
In a car.
In motel rooms, yeah, but not in a car.
Anything else kinky we should know about in the car?
Here's a real quick story. In the '67 Dodge Dart, pulled into my dad's garage with the car, with a girl, and she wanted me to go down on her, and I went down on her, and I got a bloody nose while I was down on her, and I didn't realize it until it was too late. When she was covered, her yellow skirt was covered in blood. And then we were trying to figure out how she's going to get home into our house with a skirt full of blood.
You sure it was a bloody nose?
Yeah, it definitely was a bloody nose. It was me. It wasn't her.
Yeah, okay, keep telling yourself that.
Yeah, okay.
If you need to believe that, Ron, you go for it.
See that, Tracy? You bring out the best in me.
Tracy,
nice.
Tracy, I got a tip for you. Put both front seats forward if you need more room in the back seat.
The back folds down, too, so you got the whole trunk, and there's a lot of room in that trunk.
Yeah, keep your legs up in here, honey. Have a good night. So, Gary, what brings you here?
You know what? I've been talking to Wayne all week, the last couple of weeks. He's helping me. I'm just about to lease a new car. So he said I should stop by and talk about my experience of,
Well, you could have talked to Cadillac Sean about your GM car.
But Sean's
he's too busy
softball.
fucking playing softball.
Isn't it late in the season?
Well, he's in the playoffs.
Oh, good for him.
Isn't that a girl game?
So, we're not selling, General Motors cars tonight.
So
we're selling Dodges.
It's hard. I got to tell you, I like to lease a car because I'm not very good with cars. I like to have them for 3 years and then get rid of them because I like to have the next new thing.
The perfect lease candidate.
I can only change the oil, not personally. I just take it to get changed every, 3,000 miles. So I like leasing, but, it was very difficult to find a decent lease deal out there. It's not like it used to be. One of the cars I looked at, they wanted, $1,000 it was going to cost me over like $1,000 something to buy it a month, but $1,000 to lease it. It was like the same. So yeah, you had to really look around for a good lease deal. And I finally settled on a car.
Oh, what'd you get?
I'm going to go with the Buick Enclave.
All right.
And,
look at you.
It was a big decision for us because we were looking at the Acura MDX. I need a big car, 7-seater because I got a lot of kids and I'm always shuttling kids back and forth from football. But, I looked at the Buick Enclave. It's a beautiful car. And as I said to Wayne, the only problem with it is it's a Buick.
Yeah.
So Wayne goes, fine, just tell everyone you got an Enclave.
Yeah, nobody's gonna know what the fuck it is anyway.
That car happens to be up there in the top 5 with all the other SUVs.
It's a beautiful car, but it really,
you just got to get over the fact
it's a Buick.
It's a Buick. But I think maybe I'll be on the cutting edge in the sense that would anybody have bought a Cadillac 5 years ago? 5 years ago, Cadillac was your grandfather's car.
No, the Escalades were out then.
Well, I guess so. Before the Escalade was out,
right?
It was like nobody wants a Cadillac.
Yeah, exactly.
And now it's a cool car.
Well, they lost their luster. Now it's back.
But I think they had the CTS and some other hot
Well,
models.
not 5 years ago.
No?
Yeah, 2003 the CTS came out.
So then Cadillac came out with the CTS. Now Buick has Gary Dell'Abate.
And the Escalade.
But now Buick has Gary Dell'Abate.
Yeah, but the Japanese, they all have Buicks in Japan.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. That's the hot car in Japan.
Buick is
the
big
biggest
in Japan.
car in Japan, Gary.
It's an aspiration car.
Yeah.
I looked at the Lexus, I looked at the Acura, I looked at the Enclave, and I looked at the Enclave late. I looked at the Toyota Sequoia, which I owned once before.
Right. But they're huge.
They're huge. Right. They look like they've gotten bigger than when I owned it 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's just too big. I mean, at some point you got to stop. I mean, I don't need that much room.
Just drive a short bus and you'll be all set.
I really did like the Acura, and I just wished it was a little bit bigger.
But when you were shopping for the car, what was it about calling me, other than saying, did I know somebody, making sure that you got a good price? Was it a comfort level?
Well, I just didn't know because everything seemed out of whack. The numbers were so much higher than the last time I looked for a car, and I was just trying to make sure I wasn't getting gypped. And Wayne explained to me how the leasing deals work now, how there's a lot of people that aren't even leasing right now.
Correct.
And so he was explaining to me why it was so high and what I was dealing with. And I'm just not ready to buy because I really feel that this is a car in 3 years. My older son will be 17. He'll be doing a different thing. My younger son will be 14. I don't think I'll need a car like this in 3 years. Otherwise, I would have bought it.
No, you like a new car every 3 years. You should continue leasing cars.
I do. I like it. I mean, is there what's the downside to leasing?
The only downside that
you don't get any equity.
It's if you're going to put a lot of mileage on the car, you get jammed up.
Which I don't.
And the other thing is that, you're never going to have equity, but the fact is that on a lease versus a buy, from a cash flow, just cash in, cash out, you're better off leasing because it's going to cost you less to lease. And even if you bought it, at the end, at some period in time, you're going to owe the bank whatever you'd own on the car anyway. Right. Why bother? Just lease the car.
And the other thing I wanted to talk to Wayne about, I called him and I said, what's your philosophy on, they said to me, here's your payment, $5,000 down, here's your payment, $2,000 down. And what's your philosophy of putting money down on a lease?
And I had said that, if affordability from a payments stream, to not put anything down, because the reason you wouldn't want to put any money down is because if the car is either stolen or totaled in an accident, your insurance company, in most cases, will pay off whatever you owed on the lease, but they won't pay off whatever you put as cash down, right. So you would just lose that. So if you could afford to make the payments without having to put money down, you're better off putting no money down. It's called a sign and drive lease.
All that does is help the bank when you put money into the deal.
Right. And then Wayne gave me one other piece of advice, which I didn't end up taking, which I thought was interesting. He said, find the car that you want, and then find like a 1-year-old pre-owned one that's in really good shape, and then buy it, but like on a 6-year, on a 6-year deal, so that you're paying the most minimum payment that there is, and then you can get rid of it after 2 or 3 years.
Right. Because car loans are what's called simple interest loans. So if you want to pay off a car loan early, it's not like a mortgage where you're paying the mortgage, you're paying the interest up front. In car loans, the amount that you're borrowing is spread evenly. So in other words, that's even what we did with Ronnie's car. Ronnie wanted to buy his car. So I said, Ron, in terms of the payments, take a loan out for as long as you would have to take it out to make the payments where you want it to be. Because whether you wanted to get rid of the car now that it's a used car, whether you wanted to get rid of it in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever you owe the bank, it's likely that's what the car will be worth anyway. And you can make the payment stream anyway, anything you want that's comfortable for you.
The last thing I'll say, because I want to give you guys back the show, but the thing that tipped it off for me was, I went to go look at the car on Saturday, the Enclave, and I saw the exact color and interior and exterior that I wanted, and it had literally come that morning. It had been delivered that morning, and it still had like all the plastic and wrapping on it, and you just can't beat a new car.
No.
And you can do a pre-owned car, and they're guaranteed.
Oh, so you didn't do the 1-year-old deal?
No. It's a brand new car, and you just can't beat a brand new car. Right. And now they have, like this one, remember, whenever I bought a car with Wayne, I would bring it to Wayne afterwards. I get an automatic car starter aftermarket. Right. Now it's built in.
Yeah.
One of the things
most all the new cars come with them now.
So, the
top of the line cars.
Bluetooth, and then, hard drives for your music. It's just amazing.
Yeah. Right. It's a loaded up car. They're nice cars.
And there are very few things in life that are really get you, going as much as the smell of a new car, other than blowjob, I guess.
But there's nothing like bringing a new car home. Right. It really is. It's a great feeling.
It's cool.
Well, thanks, guys. I don't want to interrupt too much.
Thanks for joining.
You could stay, Gary. We're going to pick up Pat, and we're going to see what his question is about lemon laws. Pat, what's your problem?
No, I just got a brand new Kia, 2006 actually, but I've had the car for 45 days, and my engine light comes on. I bring it in, it's been 6 times I brought this fucking car in. As soon as I get it home, the engine light comes on. I don't know what the hell to tell these people.
You just said it was brand new, but it's an 06.
Yeah, it was 6. Well,
it doesn't mean it's brand new.
I got a warranty.
Oh, it's new to you, not new. It's not brand new. Yeah, but it's not brand new.
That's fine.
Used car.
How long ago did you buy the car?
45 days ago.
Okay, so it's a used car. It's brand new to you. You bought it 45 days ago.
Yeah, lemon law doesn't apply to used cars. Simple answer.
It's a state thing because in New York it does. Yeah, in New York,
really?
Right? New York has a used car lemon law. What state are you in?
New York, Long Island.
All right, so if you're in New York and you're Long Island, you buy it from a new car dealer or a used car dealer?
Smithtown Kia. I'll say the name because they suck.
All right.
I'm going to go, guys.
On that note,
I got to get home.
Okay, here's how I can tell you.
Thanks for stopping by, Gary.
Thanks, Gary. Okay, here's how I could help you out with this. Does the dealer himself, does he know you're having a problem with the car, or is it just in the service department?
I keep bringing it into the service. I've told the dealer that I bought it from, I told the sales manager, everyone. Tomorrow I'm bringing it in again. They're sending a whole team on it. So
but Wayne, aren't used cars under warranty, a mandatory warranty for 90 days in New York?
It's a 90-day, but you're still...
And I have the extended, too, on top of it.
Okay, it's just that it sounds like there's something amiss. I mean, if you've brought it in and you have a constant recurring problem, it's got to be that the dealer has to be able to fix it. It isn't like this is a very old vehicle.
And they're not that complicated.
I mean, are they not paying attention to you? You get the feeling that the dealer doesn't care about you as a consumer?
Every time I go in there, they say it's a different problem. It's an O2 sensor or something else, and they fix it, and as soon as I drive out of there, like 80 miles later, the fucking thing goes back on.
Okay, one of the things you might want to do is why don't you go to the dealer and tell them if you just hate the car and you've had it for 45 days, what would they give you back for the car? In other words, if you spent $5 for the car, that's what you paid for it. Would they give you $4.75? What would they give you back and give you a credit towards just getting another car if this is a problem car that you don't want? And ask it, because sometimes the dealer as a businessman doesn't think outside of the box and say, geez, how can I just help the customer? So it's okay for you as the customer to say, listen, you know what? I have the car. I don't like the car. I mean, I don't know that he'd be under any obligation to have to give you all of your money back, but it would seem that if he cares about you as a customer, he will try to work something out against some other car that he's got on the lot.
That's all I'm asking for, too. I want a car that works, you know? I gotta go to work and school, you know?
Okay, I gotta believe that, listen, I don't know the guy. I mean, I'm a Long Island dealer and I own a bunch of Long Island dealerships and I don't know the guy that owns Smithtown Kia, but I'd have to believe that the guy wants to try to make his customers happy. I mean, that's what he's in business to do. So if you call him and say to him, you know, hey, you know, I don't like this car. What can we do to work out this problem so I could just get rid of this and get me something else?
First of all, I wouldn't call him. I would go in there and speak to the guy.
Yeah, go in.
You know, come in. No,
don't
go there. Go in there.
Yeah,
don't go in there. Don't go in there with a Ronnie attitude. Go in there nice, sit down, you know, say, hey, listen, you know, I'm not unhappy with the car. I'm trying, you know, I want you to help me out with this. And then if he doesn't help you out, tell him to go fuck himself. All right?
Yeah, but if you go in with the idea of saying, listen, I want to do business with your company. This is just a bad car and it's a bad experience. How do we make a bad experience into a good experience? And you might be, I shouldn't say pleasantly surprised, because I would hope that the dealer is going to try to help you.
Thanks for your call, man. Let's move on. Let's go to Kevin. He's been hanging on for a while. Kevin, what's your problem?
Hey, Ronnie, how you doing?
I'm good. What's up, man?
I just wanted to know what you guys thought about the 2010 Camaro.
Oh, we're going to talk about that again? Are we going to get into that again?
Seems like topic of every
show. The 2010 Camaro. Well, I've seen a few of them on the road. They're okay.
I saw one this morning. I like them, but they're all plastic.
They're nice, but dude, like I keep saying, it's not the Camaro. If you look at the Challenger and you look at the Camaro, Dodge hit it on the head. They exactly copied the car the way the retro like it's supposed to be, and Chevy didn't do it.
Chevy went over the top, but it's a blast.
I mean, it's a nice car.
I like it, but I mean, it's just not. It doesn't fit the classic style.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. Yeah. It's not the car.
That's what you would compare it to as far as Chrysler's the Charger.
The Challenger.
Challenger.
Challenger. Yeah.
Definitely check out the Challenger. We got to take a break. We'll be back in a minute.
Thank you.
We'll be back after this with the Automotive Specialist on Howard 101.
Mustang Sally. Guess you better slow your.
Welcome back to the Automotive Special here on the Howard 101. I'm Ronnie the Limo Driver with our panel of automotive experts, Wayne Siegel, Michael Shinsky, and Hemi girl Melissa Teixeira, former Miss Howard TV. What a hot little babe she is.
I can't. You keep getting my name right. That's awesome.
That's because I know you.
It. Yeah, you know me now.
Because she screams it out at night when he's by himself.
Yeah, when she's laying in the back of that Challenger.
There you go.
We're taking your calls at 888-STERN-101. We're going to go to Kevin. Kevin, are you there?
Thanks.
What's your problem?
Whoa, what's going on?
Kevin, is that you?
Yes.
What's your problem, dude?
I got an 07 Camry, live in Jersey, so I get a lot of snow up here, and I had a bad experience with it last year. I'm looking for an all-wheel drive, looking at an 06 Audi.
Okay.
Oh.
That's up Wayne's alley. Go ahead.
That's it. I just want to know, what do you guys think about the 06 Audi, like an all-wheel drive, and
which one?
You looking for an A4, an A6?
A4.
Okay, the A4 Quattro, phenomenal car, great car.
Agreed.
The thing you find about a Quattro versus all-wheel drive is that the Quattro system that Audi has gives not only constant traction to all four wheels, the transmission knows which wheel needs traction or which wheels need traction, and it's proven that, if you've ever driven a car that's a Quattro drive car, you never get stuck, you never slide out, you never slip out when you want to go. Audi did their homework very well with the vehicle. It's priced great. If you're looking for, what'd you say, an 06?
06 or 07, yeah.
Okay, you're going to find that there are cars that are available. The thing that you want to remember is in buying a car like that, you want to go to an Audi dealer to get it as opposed to going to an independent lot, because the Audi dealers can certify the car. They can give you warranties directly from Audi.
Okay.
I hope that helped you, Kevin.
I was looking, you still there?
Yes.
Yeah, I was looking, it's weird because, I mean, there's a couple dealerships in Jersey, both Audi dealerships. One's got an 06, $30,000 for like $20,000. The other one's got, an 06, with $35,000. It's $25,000. I don't know why they have such a markup on one or the other.
Well, one might have a sport pack. There's a lot of options in those cars that really change the pricing.
And the A4 comes in I think it's a 1.8 liter and a 3.0. So you got to look and see which one, whether you're getting a 1.8 quattro or a 3.0 6-cylinder. But I'll plug my own store. Go to legendautogroup.com and see what we have there.
Hey, no plugs on my show. Thanks for your call, Kevin. We're going to move on to, let's see. We're going to go to Woody. Woody, what's your problem, man?
I was just going to shed some light from a technician perspective on the guy with the check engine light. He keeps taking it back to Kia or whatever. I mean, I'm a shop owner at this point. I'm independent. I'm kind of the guy that fixes what nobody else can fix. But I've been a dealer tech. I've seen, all these situations. What nobody understands, as quick as I can get this out, is that when you take your car to somewhere like Kia and it's under warranty, the guy working on it basically is getting a penny store. So he doesn't want to fool with it. He just wants to get rid of it.
Because they're flat rate. They work on flat rate.
Why would he want to get rid of it?
Because they're not going to make any money on it.
Why would he want to get rid of it?
Get it out of his face, and the guy he can get to something that he can make money on.
But he can't make money on that.
No, dude, I'm telling you. But
the dealer, listen. The dealer has a responsibility, either expressed or implied. The dealer's got a responsibility to take care of his consumer. If he doesn't want to fix the car, one way or the other, he's going to do it because it's the right thing to do.
Sorry.
Thanks for your call.
You don't want to know what's going on over at the other end of the table. I'm sitting on that side of the table next time.
Sorry, I couldn't hold it anymore.
Let's go to Tim. Tim, what's your problem?
Hey, I had a question on when you're selling a car, used car, and you get calls on it, and people, first thing they ask before even seeing the car is, what's your bottom dollar on it? Now, I set a price knowing that I'm going to negotiate somewhat, but, I don't want to sit there and spout out a number if they haven't even seen the car, the condition of it.
Well, that's what you should tell them. That's what I tell people when I put cars in the web for people to sell them. I usually price the car under Kelley Blue Book, and full disclosure. And when people call up and they say, well, you're asking $14,900, will you take $14,000? I said, you haven't even seen the car yet. But if you want to just going to come over here and look at the tires and kick the tires, you're not a serious buyer. Come and look at the car. The car speaks for itself.
When you sell this car, are you getting another car to replace it?
Yeah.
What are you getting?
Oh, I don't know what I'm getting yet. Looking at an SUV.
Okay. Do yourself a favor. Take the car that you want to get rid of. Go to the dealer that has whatever the SUV is.
Let them put a number on it.
Let them put a number on that because you'll get sales tax credit for the car. You don't have to advertise it. We tell customers all the time that you don't want to be in the car business. What you want to do is take your car to a dealer, assuming that, you want to get a replacement vehicle from a dealer. Take it to the dealer. Make a deal with the dealer. He's going to look somewhere around between wholesale, maybe retail for your car, but between the sales tax credit that you're going to get on the car, plus the idea that you don't have to advertise it, you don't have to pay to put it in the paper, you don't have to take the phone calls and put up with the aggravation, you're better off trading it to a dealer if you're looking to get another car. Right. Yeah, it's a cleaner deal.
Thanks for your call, man. Let's go on to Fred. What's your problem, man? Fred.
Here.
What's your problem?
My problem is the American car manufacturers don't know how to build cars, and they want the government to step in and bail them out.
That's the old menu. That's the old. That's the old perception.
What's the last American car that you drove?
Yeah.
What year?
Let's see. 2004 Chevy truck. Chevy Avalanche. 2004 Chevy Avalanche.
Well, that's
There's a lot of new technology out there.
I plow with it.
Yeah, me too. I plow every night.
Honestly, a good plow. I plow in the wintertime, and I use a 2500.
Only,
I'm not even
only the winter? You don't want to go there.
Only
the winter?
You just opened yourself up for that one.
No, I looked long and hard for a 2500 Avalanche. I did, because everyone said you need a 2500.
They don't make them.
2500 Avalanche.
They don't make 2500 Avalanches.
You better do some research if they're telling me they don't, because I have one, and I searched long and hard.
Okay. So what's your issue? It's one of the best trucks on the road. What's your issue?
They break all the time.
Well, when you plow, anything you plow with is going to break. They don't build these trucks for you to plow
What in
with.
particular are you breaking? Is it transmission problems?
Dude, don't plow. Put your legs up in the air.
Little problems. Window switches and plastic pieces break and getting in and out of the car, and a little plastic piece will break, and then you have to go spend $35 to get another plastic piece.
But does it? Okay, when you say though that American cars aren't built for the consumer, if you can plow and use that truck for heavy duty stuff like plowing snow, and you still have a good transmission, I mean, little stuff like mechanical. Every car's going to have a mechanical problem. I mean, you're going to blow fuses. You know, there's going to be small things. Plastic stuff on a car, it's plastic. It's going to break. I mean,
I have a 1999 BMW M Coupe with 290,000 miles on it.
And it leaks all over the driveway, right?
Not at all. Not a drop. It drives like brand new.
Never seen one that didn't leak.
Do you maintain the BMW as much as you maintain the Avalanche?
Do you plow with it? Do you get in and out of it all winter long?
Not even close to as much. I do nothing with the BMW. I changed the oil. I changed the tires, and I had to put a suspension in it at about 190,000.
Why did you have to put the suspension? You have like aftermarket rims and tires on it?
No,
it's just regular.
You know about rims and tires, don't you?
I'm sick and tired of dealing with rims and tires. I can't.
Stay out of the holes, babe.
She's in those holes, man. That's all I ever hear. She's breaking rims, blowing tires.
That's all I'm doing is flat tires everywhere.
All right, let's David, what's your problem?
Me. I have a fucking problem.
Yeah, what's your fucking problem?
Called the right place.
Make it quick, dude. We're almost out of time.
Listen, I've been buying cars, brand new cars for years, and I go in, my credit hasn't changed or anything. I go in to buy a fucking car. That's why they can't sell cars, because they won't sell to you. I go in, trade my car in, and I can't trade my fucking car in without a $12,000 fucking down payment.
What kind of fucking car do you have?
Yeah, really? What's your fucking problem car?
It's bullshit.
Well, what kind of car is it?
What kind of car do you have that you want to get rid of?
I always buy Chevys.
Okay, and you have a Chevy you want to trade in?
I've been trading them in for 12 years, every 3 years.
And has your credit changed at all?
My credit hasn't changed. Nothing changed. I go in to trade my car.
He's probably constantly rolling over the difference of equity within a car, and he keeps getting rolled over. That's probably why he has that huge payment. He's probably upside down in every one of his cars. He has to drag over like thousands. That's why you have to put $12,000 down, because you have to pay the bank the difference of what the car is not worth and what you owe. You're upside down.
They always put it onto the next car.
Right, because it's upside down. Right. You're rolling over stuff.
You're rolling
Eventually,
it over.
you're going to be.
There's a day of reckoning.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we ran out of time. We had another good show tonight.
Yes, we did.
Glad everybody came in.
Got into some holes.
Melissa?
I do. Well, I have some news, though. I have a little bit of news. I'm hosting the Mopars at the Playboy Mansion October 17th. So if anybody wants to go to the Classic Car Show at the Playboy Mansion, go to mopartickets.com. Use Hemigirl as your promo code.
And you can see me in Miami October 9th at Tootsie's Miami with the beautiful girls of Tootsie's. For more info, go to ricks.com.
And I don't have beautiful girls, but you go to legendautogroup.com and see all the stuff that we have to offer there.
And you, Mike? Where can we see your ass?
You can see my ass in Valley Kidwood, Pennsylvania.
All right, very good. And Sean King, he's out there playing softball, so fuck him. And thanks to everybody listening again, and we hope to see you real soon. And good night, everybody.
Bye.